welcome to On Air with Russell of Hotels, where we talk about everything hospitality, from hotels to influencers and everything in between. We will feature guest interviews with hospitality professionals who will share their experiences. Your host, Russell Edmond, has spent over 25 years in the hospitality industry, beginning his career with Marriott International in hotel operations before moving into the sales arena and becoming a relationship building director of sales and marketing. Russell then went to the other side as a hospitality entrepreneur. He now consults in the hotel and meeting space, which includes being the CEO of Russell of Hotels Group. Did I mention he was a veggie foodie? Yes. Russell is always looking for good non-meat eats. Please welcome your host, Russell Edmond.
Good afternoon. Thank you for joining On Air with Russell of Hotels. You know what? As you can see, I have a guest here, but I forgot to do my intro. Man, that's too bad. You know what? As they say in Hollywood, the show still goes on without the intro. It's a video intro. I don't think Rona would have been able to see it anyway. But as you can see, I have a guest, Miss Rona Hill. She is the senior sales manager at the DoubleTree by Hilton in Palm Springs. We're gonna get into that in a little bit, but I got some pictures of the hotel. I got this money shot she sent me of the hotel. I have the logo. She won't be able to see this stuff, but as I'm reading her bio, I will. I'm gonna be showing these pictures. She won't be able to see. There's 4 pictures. One's their logo. One's their money shot, which is a pool shot, is beautiful, and then the other one is one of their guest rooms. So I just want to let you know that's what you're gonna see. Rona's not gonna be able to see that until she actually views the show later, because she's just gonna be able to see me. But anyway, so thank you so much, Rona, for being on the show.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. So before we get into it, because I don't want to waste a lot of time with just chit chat or just idle stuff that I'm just going to pull out of the air, I want to make sure, I give you the full amount of time and all that stuff, because people don't know. Rona and I know each other. But I'm going to get into that, how I know Rona, how we know each other. And it's going to be, I was going to say it's going to be funny. No, it's not funny. Well, you're going to find out. So anyway, so let me get to the bio. Okay. So this is a quick bio. Now Rona sends me I asked her to send me a bio. She sends me, she sends me her resume. Okay. So I'm like, what am I supposed to do with this? Okay. I don't have any jobs here, but anyway, no, I'm just joking. Rona, I'm just joking. And as we all know here, or maybe a lot of people maybe tune in for the first time, but I'm big on interaction. So I like when people join in and ask questions of myself, ask questions of my guest. Today is Rona Hill. Feel free. I see we have All About the Experiences just joined in. That's Cheryl Rogers. I'm not sure if you know Cheryl Rogers, Miss Rona. Do you know Cheryl Rogers?
I don't think so. It sounds familiar.
Okay, all right. Well, maybe you don't. I don't know. But that's okay. But she knows who you are because she said Rona Hill's in the house. So there you go. So, but thank you, Cheryl, for joining. It's Cheryl, it's been a long time, but I'm gonna save my comments to you later for later. But anyway, quick bio on Miss Rona Hill. Attended University of Maryland back in the day. I'm not back in the day, but I don't know how long ago, at least 20 years ago. So began at Marriott's Event Booking Center in 2000 through 2006. She became the event coordinator at Renaissance Esmeralda, then transitioned to an area sales manager with Marriott for the Orange County and Desert area hotels, then became a sales manager at the Renaissance Palm Springs, transitioned to sales manager at the Riviera Palm Springs Resort and Spa, and now I think she's been there about 2 years. She's now senior sales manager at the DoubleTree by Hilton Golf Resort in Palm Springs. So we're going to welcome officially Miss Rona Hill to the On Air with Russell of Hotels show. That's right.
Thank you.
Thank you. No, thank you so much for being on the show. I know this has been, I got to find out, through happenstance that you wanted to be on the show, right? So having a conversation with this gentleman, and he said, "Hey, Rona says why hasn't she been on your show yet?" I'm like, "Rona hasn't called me. I don't know where Rona is. I mean, which hotel is she at now?" And he said, "Well, she said she's gonna give you a call." I said, "Okay, yeah, have her give me a call." So fast forward, and that was like 2 years ago. Okay, so fast forward to about I guess about a month and a half ago, maybe about a month and a half ago,
May.
in May,
Yes,
we're
May.
at a wedding.
Hmm.
Who happens to be Rona's niece, Michelle, got married in Indio area, the desert area, Coachella area, and I run into Rona, and I said, "Hey, I heard you want to be on the show," and she said, "Oh yeah, like like well, it's about time you got in touch with me, that it was that kind of thing, right?" So I said, "Okay, let's get you on the show then." But how I know Rona is Victor Simmons, who is my dear friend, who we went to college together, play football against, and then play football on the same team in college. This is his little sister. Rona is Victor's little sister. Okay, so if you guys didn't know, is her maiden name is Rona Simmons. Okay, just so you know. So yeah, but yeah, this is Rona. So I know Rona for years. Her and her sister Donica, I've known them for years, and the whole Simmons family. I've known her, since they lived in the desert. So I'm gonna go back
Yes.
to like '82 ish. Okay, that's how long I've known them. But anyway, and then she gets into this this hospitality thing. I don't even know how that happened. But enough of me talking. I've already introduced you. Can you let us know how you got involved in this hospitality business?
Yes, absolutely. Thanks for having me. And yes, I think I kind of said, hey, why wasn't I invited on the show? um, but I love this. I love that you're doing this. And I hate to give Victor a shout out, but yes, my first job in hospitality, La Quinta Resort, Victor actually got me in the door, and the rest is history. I have not been in any other uh, career except for hospitality, other than doing some retail here and there prior to that. But yes, Victor got me a job, La Quinta Resort back in the day. We won't say what year, but that's where it all started. You start from the bottom, work your
Yeah.
way up,
Hmm.
going to college and all of that. So that is actually how I got my foot in the door in hospitality.
Wow, this is very good. See, I didn't know the whole story because Victor and I, when we talked, we chatted. We didn't talk about his sisters that much. We just basically we had our own careers to be worried about, right? So and then by that time, I think we probably had families. So I wasn't really sure if
Yeah.
he had helped you get in the door, so to speak. But it's good that he did because Victor, that's what Victor does. That's his job to make sure we all get jobs and stay in the hospitality space. But real quick before I move forward, I see there's people must love Rona because there's so many comments, people listening in. So let me just make okay, Cheryl, who is all about the experiences, she says she sent you an RFP in the past, so that's how you should know her because she tried to send you some business, okay? So
Yes.
we gonna get into that. We're gonna get into that business thing. See, she don't even recognize who her clients are, potential clients are. But anyway,
No,
we're gonna get
Cheryl,
into
send
that.
me another one.
Yes. See, they always ask, "What have you done for me lately, Cheryl?" Well, it's not okay. You sent this like 2 years ago. No, I need a RFP today. But okay. So Lonnie Wolf is in the house. Thank you so much, Lonnie. He says, "Hey, Rona and Russell." Michael Presley is in the house. Michael Carter says, "Hey." Michael Carter says, "Rona." Michael Presley says, "Best guest you've ever had, Russell. Proud of you, babe." So that must be a boyfriend or something. He talking about babe because if he's not, we got some issues. Okay. Um.
That's my
So
boo.
okay, boo. All right, good to hear. Thank you, Michael Presley. Is that that's the gentleman I met, right?
Yes, yes, at the
Okay.
wedding.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. I just want to make sure. Okay. Let's see. It's gonna be one of those shows. I can tell. So, Michael Carter, hey baby, miss you, Rona. Okay, I'm not gonna. Okay, all enough of all that. Okay. So, Craig
No.
Giambroso, he says hello. What's going on? So, okay. So there you go. So Victor basically got you a job at La Quinta. You kind of, started there. Now, did you go to college after he got you a job, or what? How did that work?
No, that was during. It was during. So I did go to University of Maryland for a hot minute.
Okay.
Came back to the desert. Did COD. So when I was going to College of the Desert,
Okay.
that's when I started at La Quinta.
Okay.
And I was there for several years. And then after that, started family and all of that. And then my career with Marriott kicked off.
Wow.
So
Okay.
yeah, Marriott, and like you were with them, over 20-year career with Marriott, within corporate and managed properties. But yes, this is actually, which I'm excited about, my first Hilton opportunity. Love it so far. Been here, like you said, for a couple of years. So the reputation, we're just getting it out there and whatnot for this property after the renovation. But yes, so far I'm loving it, loving the brand. There's a lot of perks within Hilton that, I did not have within Marriott. So far it's been amazing opportunity for me here.
Okay, very good. Now, as you were talking, I was showing some video. I mean, not video, but showing a couple of pictures of photos that you had sent me. Like I said, one was your DoubleTree logo, so people know exactly which hotel you're at in Palm Springs. And then a couple photos of one was your king bedded room, as well as the pool, which is the money shot, and it's beautiful. And you sit on the golf course, right?
Correct. Yes. Yes. So we do partner with Desert Princess Country Club, and they are the golf course that we do operate from, as well as the spa is there also. So golf and
Okay.
spa here on property, actually just right behind us, all the amenities there that are included in our resort fee.
Okay. Okay. Oh, a resort fee. Okay. What is a resort fee? Can I ask that question? What does that mean exactly? For people that don't know.
Absolutely. What? Absolutely, resort fee. So that is just some of the amenities that you may not get at limited service hotels. So ours has several things that it does include, which a lot of the hotels in the area do not include parking in that. Ours is included, parking is included with the resort fee. The discounts at the golf course, spa, bottled water. Um, we were doing some other amenities during, well, we kind of stopped, as you know, with COVID and all of that, some of the stuff is scaled back. But food and beverage credits and things like that. But we do run different things throughout the season. But right now, like I said, parking, fitness center, bottled water. But that's kind of what the resort fee covers, some of the things that you have on property that you may not have at like a limited service hotel.
Okay. Very good. Good to hear. Good to hear. Now, and now I know Palm Springs is being kind of seasonal. It can be kind of seasonal, meaning the summer is not your season, right? Because it's 200 degrees out there. Okay, and I can say that because I'm from the desert. I'm from the desert, so I can say that, right? But is it true that your rates can be a little lower during those time periods?
Yes, yes, absolutely. So, but summer's picking up, believe it or not, because we have a lot of events in Palm Springs that
Okay.
bring guests here, Splash House, different events, things like that, taking advantage of the rates. So yes, but absolutely. Midweek, yes, you can get a deal. We won't say the $99 rates anymore. However, they're under 150-ish. The weekends do tend to go up because, believe it or not, yes, people come here on the weekend just to be at the pool.
Hmm.
So rates are, I would say they're, they're under 200 for sure. Midweek, again, yes, you can get a really, really good deal midweek here in the desert, Monday through Friday, staycations, things like that. But group, all of our meeting space is indoors under one roof. So you're not going outside like those campus properties and sweating and being hot. So you're indoors. So that's what is really, really helpful and good about this property here. You can stay indoors in the AC and enjoy the rates.
Very good. Very good. Now, give me the I always say the statistics of the hotel, like how many rooms, how much meeting space, things like that.
So we do have 289 sleeping rooms.
Okay.
I have a handful of suites within that. King to queen ratio is, a little bit higher on the queen side of it, but it's all divided up that way. My space is over 18,000 square feet of meeting space. We have several breakout rooms, large ballroom. Our largest ballroom is 7,400 square feet. And then we have like a junior ballroom. But what's really nice is during, in the non-hot season, we have a lot of outdoor space. So we have a lot of outdoor space where you could just sit, enjoy the views, and then enjoy the weather. We have some prime space lake view that's really nice for meals, breakfast, lunch, breaks, all of that. And then also our patio off of our ballroom is really nice too for smaller groups. We do a lot of weddings here too. It's very beautiful waterfall, things like that for weddings. So shout out to my colleague Jessica. I hope she's listening right now, but she would be the one that you would go to for weddings. But it's super, super pretty, beautiful lakes, water, and all of that, and a waterfall. Just the view alone will make you want to sit out there and have your break for your meeting. Love it.
Very good. I like that. And got a little passion for the hotel too. I saw that. See, I'm seeing how she's answering these questions and how she's, explaining, the hotel and things like that. One thing you said was queen. You have queens instead of doubles, right?
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah,
and that
so
that makes a huge
more
difference.
room, queen, so two larger beds. Yes, absolutely. Thank you for pointing that out. Yes, because a lot of hotels are still doing the double situation.
Yes.
Dual vanity too. We have two sinks, so that's really good too for, groups that are, heavy on triple and quad occupancy.
Wow, very good. See, this is just throwing a little information out there, little bits, nuggets of information for people that are watching. Because not all hotel people just watch this. These are people that actually are booking things. There's meeting planners that listen and watch the show as well. I'm a meeting planner
Good.
myself, or hotel site selection, or whatever you want to call it. So, of course, these are questions that I'm asking because I'm not. I'm kind of familiar with that hotel, but it was the Princess before, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, Desert Princess. But
Desert
before
Princess before.
Hilton took over and the management company, yes. Yes. So
Yes,
we've had
yes.
a renovation since then. Absolutely.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. Okay, you had a renovation since that because that was some years ago that I was since I was
Yeah.
there.
Yes.
So, but I'm seeing some comments. Jada, Jada. You know Jada. Okay.
Yeah,
Anyway, she says
Jade.
Jade.
That's my daughter. Jade.
Oh, yes. She said who? Anyway, Lonnie Wolf says resort fees. Jada says you are a very beautiful businesswoman. Okay, there you go. Dylan says two sinks is a great touch. That's uncommon. Jade says, can she see the comments or no? That's why I'm reading them. Okay, only she can see them, but I'm gonna read them, Jade. So don't worry about it. I got you, girl. Okay, I got you. And then Lonnie says, Rona lit it up like a Christmas tree. Love it. True passion. See, that's what I said, and he said it in the comments before I said it. See, so that's what it's all about. We're on with Rona Hill. She is a senior sales manager at the DoubleTree Hotel by Hilton Golf Resort in Palm Springs. We're just talking we're just chopping it up. We're just having a conversation here. But there's some questions I got to get into, right? I just have to ask. So you're a group sales manager, correct?
Correct. Yes.
Okay. So
Yes.
kind of explain. Well, first of all, what is a group sales manager? Let's take it from there first.
So for group sales managers at this property anyway, so yes, we do anywhere from 10, on 150 to 250 on peak rooms. So, there's other sales managers here, but we split it up by market segment. So I do have this association and corporate, but that is for I do 25 or more sleeping rooms. So my colleague underneath me is executive meeting manager. She does the smaller groups. 10 to 24. And so that's kind of how we split it up. However, right now, we're kind of just helping everybody, each other out because, the pandemic, we're busy actually, which is really good. So a lot of leads coming in. So, but we are still splitting it up that way. But group sales manager, you do the sleeping rooms, you sell that, and then as well as the meeting space, and then food and beverage, you do that all combined as a package for corporate groups, religious groups, any market segment that needs sleeping rooms and meeting space as well.
Okay, but primarily you do association and corporate. Is that what I heard? I did hear that, right?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
that's my market. Associations haven't really come back fully
Mm-hmm.
yet,
Mm-hmm.
but they're starting to. They're starting to look, within California especially too. So they're starting to have their meetings again, which is good. But they do plan far out too. So, they're looking at 23, 24,
Mm-hmm.
25 even. So they're starting, but they're starting for future or planning for future.
Okay. Now, what about corporate? How is corporate bounce back yet, or do you see a little bit of that, or they're
Yes.
just basically asking questions as well? Like, we're thinking about this, or what? Are they actually coming in?
Yeah, they've come back really smaller meetings for
Mm-hmm.
sure. They've come back full swing. I larger meetings, we even have those. They've come back, they do their COVID testing. They'll ask for a room on property to do that. They're doing it safe. We're doing it safe. We have Hilton Clean Stay program. So we are doing everything that we can to keep everybody safe on property as far as cleaning protocols and things like that, um, sanitizer dispensers in the meeting space and things like that. So we are doing our part and what we can as far as keeping people safe because, yes, they are planning meetings now. Corporate has come back. They are trying to do smaller meetings, but the larger ones, they are planning for future as well. So
Okay.
it's a
Very
good
good.
thing.
That's
Hmm.
great. That's good to hear. And because you're one of the first sales managers. I've had some directors who they're just far removed from doing any work over there. You know what I mean? So you're you can laugh, Rona. It's okay. Um, um, but a true senior salesperson, sales manager who's actually in it. You're the first one I've ever had on the show that coming up have all this good information because you actually do this every day, and
Okay.
not to take anything away from the director of sales because I used to be one, but I was a sales manager too, and I know exactly, where you're coming from. I know exactly, I guess maybe pre pandemic. I haven't worked during a pandemic, so I cannot because I know things have changed. So let me
Yes.
ask you a little bit of that about that. How was that transition from say from going, we're in 2019, January 2019, and then we get to March 2019, and things just boom, just
Shut
that's
down.
it. Yeah, how
Yeah.
did that affect you, your last hotel, things like that?
Mhm. Well, it was rough. I tell you, I was here, had just got here. So
Okay.
we shut down from April and we reopened in September. So when I came back in September, it was kind of limited staff. So, you know, all hands on deck,
Mm-hmm.
front desk, housekeeping, laundry, you chip in where you can chip in. So I have a real good knowledge of operations now too. And I do feel for them. So I feel for operations, housekeeping. I understand it now as a sales manager. It's made me a better sales manager. Just to know what they're dealing with as far as checking in rooms and things like that. Like I'm asking for a site room and they don't, and they're behind and they're short. So like I get it now. So, with that being said, again, it gives you the tools and resources to do what you need to do behind the scenes. But yes, it was really rough. Limited food and beverage and things like that, but slowly, but we're ramping up. Things are getting better. Things are opening up more. But yeah, it was rough in the beginning. Right now, again, because it's summer, it's going back to a little bit more limited. Hours and things like that, but still I would just say it's getting there, not 100%, better, but I just see the hotel thriving now. More employees, more staff, and more outlets being utilized. So again, it's a good thing. People are coming back, and the good thing about the desert is a lot of the stuff you do is outdoors anyway
Mm-hmm.
because of the weather. So that's
Mm-hmm.
really helped us too. So,
Wow, that's good. That's good, and thank you for being. I mean, I know that it wasn't a tough. I know that it was not an easy situation to go through, just from other conversations I've had with people. But I just want to thank you for being open and candid about that. And also the thing I got out of this is that you learn more about what your counterparts are doing, meaning people at the front desk, um, housekeeping, and how
yeah.
everything comes together. Which, and I have to say this, a lot of salespeople don't know the inner workings of the other departments, because a lot of people started off in sales and kind of worked their salespeople started
Yeah.
in sales. Now I'm not going to say all of them did. I didn't. I went through operations and kind of worked my way up, so I knew how everything related to other departments. But there's some people that never got that experience, never got that exposure. You got that exposure to see exactly what it takes to get certain things done, or why things are negligent, or why I didn't get those darn showrooms when I asked for them. You know what I mean? So because you had to jump in there and kind of see behind the scenes. So that's good. I
Yeah.
mean, and I'm glad. I mean, I'm not glad that the pandemic happened, but I am glad that people got exposed to things that they weren't exposed to before.
Yes. Yes. It's helpful. It's been helpful
Yes,
for
yes,
me
yes,
at
yes.
least. Yeah.
Yes, yeah, it sounds like it. Okay, I have a couple more comments. Dylan Beaumont, just so you know, Dylan Beaumont is a general manager at the Fairfield Inn in Eugene, Oregon, right down the street from University of Oregon, and he is
Oh.
a constant supporter of the show. So Dylan says, how often are the groups selecting the property for the leisure offering of the golf course and pool?
Oh, great question. So it's again, like Russell mentioned, it's seasonal. So I would say we have our peak times that they do that. So pool obviously is like right now, spring break to summer, through summer. A lot of summer groups that want to do pool parties and things like that on the smaller end of it. And then for golf, yes, it picks back up in September for golf. We do reseed it in the whole month of October, so I don't can't offer that to you. But November on, when the weather is beautiful, that would be peak season for the golf groups, and I do get a lot of tournaments too throughout the year. Again, when it's conducive for them to golf, which would be fall into December, January ish, and then it kind of dies down a little bit back into so I get some summer groups that do tournaments too.
Very good. Thank you so much. And thank you, Dylan, for that question. And then Jada says, very beautiful hotel. Love the free cookies. Okay. And then she says, hashtag black girl. Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. Black girl magic. That's what we doing it over here, Jada. So thank you so much for the we I appreciate the comments. Keep them coming, please, please.
Yeah, double tree
Uh
cookies. Yes,
yes,
we have
DoubleTree
those.
cookies. They have the DoubleTree
Yes,
cookies. Yes, they do.
double tree
And the
cookies. They're nice and warm.
now, when you check in, you still get a free cookie when you check in.
Yes, yeah, we were doing it upon request,
Okay.
during the pandemic, but
Mm-hmm.
now we're starting to offer. Guests sometimes, they have walnuts, and so that's a thing too. So yes, you do
Yeah.
have to say yes with walnuts because there are allergies. But yes, we're still doing the double tree cookie.
Very good. Very good. I used to eat those. I don't eat them anymore because
Yes,
I'm a vegan. I don't eat I know how they're made. So eggs and
right,
butter.
right.
I don't eat that stuff. But yeah, they're
I know.
delicious. They're very good. They're very
Yes.
good.
Can I tell everyone that I did take you to lunch for a sales call one time?
That's right. That's right.
Yes, I still didn't get an RFP, but
Oh. Well, I think you probably left that hotel then. You were at the Renaissance then, right?
true.
Okay.
Yes, you're right. Yeah.
All right. See. So that's funny. That's funny. That is right. Oh my God, I forgot. We went to the Cheesecake Factory,
Yes. And yes, Marina Del Rey. Yes.
Marina Del Rey. There you
Sales
go.
calls. Yes.
Yes, sales calls it. Yes, yes, yes. So, okay, I'm gonna get you. Providing you're still there, right? I'm gonna get you. Because I do a family reunion. I can talk about this one. I mean, because it comes up
Okay.
every 2 years, and it's a family reunion. We're actually doing it in Anaheim this year, because we got a great rate in Anaheim, right down the street from Disneyland. So that'll
Nice.
never happen again. And I got it because they're going through the pandemic. So they were
Yeah.
putting anything on the books that they could. So
Right.
I got a
Yeah.
great rate. In fact, the rate was under $130. You know what I mean? So
Wow.
right
Okay.
down the street from Disneyland. So okay, so in 2 years, which would be 24, we'll have another one, and we don't have a problem with going to hot weather areas because we go where the rates are a little inexpensive. Okay,
Very
so
good.
if we can do almost everything on your property, we'll be there. Meaning that we do a golf thing, you have a golf course. You have pool,
Okay.
they like to swim. Only thing is that they do like I don't know why we still do this in hot weather. They like to do a barbecue in a park. You know,
Mm.
hey, where it's 200 degrees. We've done it in Blythe before. Okay, so family
Oh, okay.
originated. A lot of them come from Blythe, right? So they're used to 300-degree weather anyway. So is there an area near your hotel that's kind of park like a park setting or park somewhere?
Yeah. So you want to do that off property then, or you typically do it off property?
We typically do it off property unless your hotel allows us to do it there.
Well, well, we would cater it. I'm just saying. So yes, but both options are available are available to you. Off property, yes. There's several parks, things like that in the area for you to do that if that's what you guys normally do. But I was just saying, yes, we have lakeside. We could do barbecues, things like that. But yeah, it's catered. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, catered means it's a family reunion. Remember, Rona, this is a family reunion. Catering means a couple more dollars out of someone else's pocket, right? So,
Right. I got
so
you. I got
yeah,
you.
it's less expensive if we did it if I'm the one that's doing the barbecuing. But we can
No,
talk
I
about
get
that.
it.
But it will be like the second week of July 2024, and I'll get together an RFP and I'm gonna send it to you because yeah, I might as well start talking about it now, especially if I can
Yeah,
get
let's
you
do it.
know some great rates 2 years out, right? So
Yes.
let's see. There's a couple more comments. Dylan says 109 degrees in Blythe tomorrow. You were raised in the flames. Yeah, yeah. It's hot as heck there, Dylan. So I'll just say that. And Jada says, "Wait, I have an all-year pass to Disneyland. Get me a discount for that hotel." Wow. Straight and to the point. Okay, Jada, I like that. And then Lonnie says the pandemic should have taught all businesses global the art of hygiene 365. Unfortunately, many still don't get it. I do. I do. Dylan does. Is that what he says? I don't know if I read that right. I don't know, but anyway. Okay. Let me get back to a couple more questions I have for Miss Rona. So, what's the typical day of a sales manager? What would be your typical day? Like when you get there? I mean, you don't have to the T every moment, but like, what's a typical day of a sales manager?
Well, for me, mornings start with meetings, kick off your day with meetings.
Do you book
Uh,
meetings? Do you book meetings in meetings?
no, with the team meetings.
No, I know what you're talking about. This is just a side question because one thing that as a salesperson, we have so many meetings, and I always used to say, how many groups have you booked in a meeting? That's always my question to.
Oh, funny, but true. Yes, I get it. Yes. You're
Anyway,
taking away
okay,
from my
so
selling time. Right. I
thank you.
understand.
Prime selling time.
Yes.
Are they? These meetings aren't in prime selling time, are they? I hope they're not.
Well, you have to do the team meeting, Russell. You got to do it.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't
Yeah.
mean to jump in here.
So outside of that, then we do a business review of any opportunities that you have for that day. And then once you do that, then you do need to respond to your customer, get back with them, sending them proposals. And then the rest of it too is like follow up. You may have a site that's going to take a big chunk of your day too to get ready for that, get your rooms ready, walk your space, all of that. But most of it is, going through your funnel, following up with clients. Then they may have questions. You're kind of doing that most of your day too. And hopefully you're getting agreements out. A lot of times too, you're working on your agreements. You may need to do an addendum, things like that. But it's just constant follow up, business review, and then just tightening up your space, and then looking at times where you need the business and trying to get your prospecting in. All of that. It's just constant. There's always something to do within sales. They think we sit around, we drink coffee, but and go to lunch, take clients to lunch, but it's a lot to it. You can't, to be successful, really, you can't just sit around. You really have to work, and connect and network. It's really about that, about networking and keeping in contact with your clients. I have clients that I've brought over from hotels that stay with me, that follow me, because I stay connected with them. So it's really all about the connection and the relationship.
I love that, man. You know what? You just hit some stuff in me right here. Oh my God, it's all about the connection, staying connected with your clients. No, I'm glad you said that. Now, during the pandemic, were you able to still keep connecting with your clients, or how did that go? Because I that couldn't have been easy, right?
Yeah, yeah. You know what? It was just a matter of checking in with them. Are you okay? The ones that I have that relationship with,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely. Are you okay? How's everything going? And then it was like a two-way street. The ones that, are going to stay with you, they're pretty good about checking on me too. So it was during that time frame, it was just checking on each other. And then too, I didn't know where I would end up at, but still, you still have that relationship. Take it
Mm-hmm.
anywhere, any property that I'm at.
Mm-hmm.
Fortunately, I was able to come back here. So yes, staying connected did help. A lot of it, like I said, is how they feel, their comfort level too. If they, as far as starting to travel again, they feel comfortable reaching out to me saying, "What are you guys doing? What's going on at your property?" So anyone else they may not know or have a relationship with, they may not feel comfortable saying, "What do what are your protocols?" Or can I just at least come out and take a look and see what's going on? And so
Mm-hmm.
that really helped me too, staying connected at that time, just checking in on them.
Wow, very good. I love that. I love that. I love hearing that about the connection, just the checking in with people, just to make sure people are doing okay. Make sure they're still there because a lot of people had lost their jobs. On both
Right.
sides, on the hotel side as
Yeah.
well as on the business side. So I mean, it's yeah, I mean, you really when you said, and you said a little while ago, is that sales being a sales manager is not just about sitting around doing nothing, drinking coffee, eating donuts, all day long. No, it's about they don't hear the thing that you just said, staying connected, seeing how people are. Because other departments don't have to do that. They don't have a relationship with
Right.
their
Right.
clients, right?
Yeah.
So that stuff is resonating with me, Rona. It's just like I'm about to start crying because I understand, I get it. Okay, so this is great. No, this is good. This is good. I'm glad you said that. Jessica says, "Go Rona, go Rona." That's what Jessica said. So
See, Jessica, book wedding with Jessica.
yeah. So okay.
she's
So
she's
Jessica
our
is our
catering sales manager. Yes.
okay.
You'll want to
Yeah.
get connected with her. We do quinceañeras. We do a lot of social events here because the property is actually really good for that.
Okay.
Just again, like the indoor outdoor space and then the size of it. And
Hmm.
then we're centrally located. So yes, we do a lot of social events. So thank you, Jessica.
Wow. See, and it's all
Yeah.
about teamwork. See, she's
Yes.
one minute she's talking about her clients and how to stay connected, and next minute she's saying, hey, Jessica needs some business too. You know, she's a great catering sales manager, and we do stuff on a local basis. We do this, we do
Yep.
that, we do quinceañeras. She's throwing that stuff out there. So this is what I'm talking about. Who wouldn't want to book with Rona at the DoubleTree by Hilton in Palm Springs? Who wouldn't after this show?
I don't
I
know why
mean,
not.
yeah, and ask for that Russell of Hotels rate while you're there, right? Can I ask for that rate?
Right. Yes. Yes. You get 2% off. You know?
Oh wow, wow, 2% off. Okay, all right, Rona, I got you. Now, this is not. Rona's a comedian. I guess she's. I didn't know that moonlight as a comedian too. But thanks. You're a lot funnier than Victor, that's for sure. So anyway.
Oh yes, yes. He's very serious. He's very serious.
All right. Well, it's not a show about Victor. Okay, we're not talking about
Uh,
Victor right now. That's my buddy. Okay, so we're not talking about him right now. So, and Jada says, "I love this show." Oh, you know what? Thank you, Jada. I appreciate that, and that means a lot. So, continue those comments coming in. And Jessica says, "Yes, we do. Teamwork makes the dream work." Okay. And then Dylan, he's laughing at that 2%. Okay, see, so all right. Are we losing you? We're losing a little height there, Rona?
yeah, I
Okay,
got some technical.
that's okay. As long as we didn't lose connection, we're good. We're good. Now, are you able to do? Oh, we did lose some connection here because I can just see her.
Yeah,
Okay, keep talking, keep talking. Um, what about travel trade shows? Have you done any industry trade shows, or are you planning to do any coming up?
is
Can you
that
hear
for
me?
me or
Okay.
Jessica? No.
No, that was for you.
I love. Okay, because I got kicked off there. Okay.
Oh no worries. The question was, are you doing any? Are you scheduled to do any industry trade shows or industry shows? Are you traveling?
So yeah, I
Well, we just got cut off. She had some technical difficulties, as you saw. I'm not sure exactly what happened, and I wanted to continue the conversation. Maybe she'll come back on. Let's see. But we're on with Rona, Miss Rona Hill, senior sales manager at the Hilton DoubleTree by Hilton Golf Resort in Palm Springs. So hopefully she can come back on here. I'll give her a couple more minutes. But I told her if we did get disconnected for any reason, we would continue on because I am doing a podcast at the same time. So we'll see if she'll come back on. And just so you know, this is live on YouTube, and then after this, it becomes I will put the same video onto LinkedIn. It is a podcast, so this same show becomes a podcast. Hopefully by end of the day, whenever I'm able to upload it onto my podcast platform. So, but we're gonna wait a couple more minutes. She was dropping some gems, some good information about how she's staying in touch with her clients and just to reach out, especially during the pandemic, how she reached out to her clients to make sure they were doing okay, and then they reciprocated, so they were basically checking on her as well. Not all clients will do this, and of course you don't do it with all clients, right? Because every client doesn't have a great relationship with us, meaning a sales manager, and sometimes they don't want that, right? But Rona seems to understand that, and she does have a good core of clients that they keep in contact with. So that's a great thing. So and it makes your job easier because you want repeat business as a sales manager. You want repeat business. You don't want to keep going after business, day in and day out. It's easier to cultivate the business that you have, meaning you follow up with them, you see how things are going. I mean, you get to know clients on a real personal level where their kids when they've had kids, when their kids got married or whatever. You'll be able to share a lot of that stuff with them. So it's always a good thing. So let's see. Let me read some of the comments. Dylan says she's kind, good personality. Dylan also says I appreciate that a lot of guests that have run the course of positions on all levels of the hotel business. Yes. Thank you so much, Dylan, for those comments. Well, I don't see her coming back on here. We only had a couple more minutes left anyway, so if she does not come back on, that's okay. I think we got enough information anyway, right? But um, but we will wait a couple more minutes just to see if Miss Hill can get back on the show. If not, we will, sign off for the day and thank Miss Rona Hill so much for being a guest on air with Russell of Hotels. We do appreciate it. I do appreciate the people. My sis is killing it. Yes, Miss Tisha Washington, thank you so much for your comment. I just love to get her back on here if she's able to get back on and say, hey, so we can ask a couple more questions and then we can move forward. If not, then we'll resume this again. I mean, that's not a problem because I love the conversation. I love where it was going. Let's see. Any more comments? You guys feel free to make some comments. I do appreciate all the comments. This is a very interactive show. I got married at the property when it was the Doral. That's right. It was the Doral. That's where I know it from. I definitely remember it now because I used to work for Interstate Hotels back in the day, and the Doral, we used to have our what do you call them, regional meetings there, general manager and director of sales meetings at the Doral. So yes, I knew it as a Doral, not as the Desert Princess, because it became the Desert Princess after it was the Doral. So I do remember that property very, very well. I've probably been there at least about three times. Jada Jade says, haha. Tell your mom to get back on if she can get back on. That would be great. It's the same link. I got married at the property. Very good, Miss Tisha Washington. Thank you so much for your comments. Lonnie says, excuse me. Thank you, Russell, Dylan, Rona, and all the participants. I thank you, Lonnie. It's always a pleasure. Hold on one second as I take a drink of water. Thank you so much. Oh my God. Yes, but that's okay. You know what? One thing I've learned, it was Desert Princess then. Okay, got you. One thing I've learned when doing a podcast, you lose connection for whatever reason. I mean, it's not the end of the world. You just continue you continue the show. Like they say in Hollywood, the show does go on. So I will continue to go because what people don't realize, and excuse me, what people don't realize is that I do a podcast simultaneously. So as I'm doing the show, it's a podcast going on at the same time. So I'm still recording this. So that's why I'm continuing to talk because it is a podcast too. So for the people that are listening on the podcast, I do apologize, but we did lose Rona through some technical difficulties, but that's okay. Like I said, we continue to go, and I'm her social media manager. I'll get her back on. So I'm just gonna wait a couple more minutes and see if she's gonna come back on. If not, like I said, we can move forward and we'll end the show right now, and then we'll go. We'll do what we do, right? There's a couple of things that I always talk about on the show, and then I will go ahead and, maybe kind of start wrapping the show up. And the Russell of Hotels 3Ps. These are 3Ps. These are three things that I always end the show on. It's purpose. The first one is purpose. Know why you do what you do. I do the show to bring people on like Rona to talk about the experiences because you never know who's coming behind someone else, right? I never know who's coming behind me. So I want to do this show to show people that I have a voice within this hospitality space. And not only do I have a voice, but people that are doing it, they're still doing it. They're still on property. They're sales managers. They're senior sales managers, just like Rona is. And they're able to come on and tell their stories because no two people came in this business alike, right? So Rona told her story that her brother, Victor Simmons, who was the VP of Ace Hotels for an HR and D&I, works out of their New York office. he got her first job in hospitality because he was a long time hotel person as well. So, and Victor and I, we kind of grew up together in this industry, and we actually grew up together as rivals in football, and then played on the same team. Went to the same junior college, and we played football together some years later, and then ended up going to Cal Poly together. We both majored in hospitality management and started our careers in hotels. So, I mean, I guess it didn't surprise me that Rona basically followed his footsteps as well. So, so she got in that way. So, did she choose hospitality, or did hospitality choose her? Well, it sounds like hospitality chose her because she was given an opportunity by her brother, and she took it and ran with it, and became a sales manager, and now senior sales manager at various properties in the Palm Springs area. Thank you, Miss Tisa. Tisa says, great show. I appreciate that. We do this every Tuesday at 1 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. So please feel free. Her internet kicked her out. She's coming back. Well, that's why I'm still talking. So, excuse me. Purpose, like I said, purpose, know why you're doing what you do. Passion, either you have it or you don't. You can see by the conversation Rona and I were having how much passion she has for her job. Not a lot of people have that, okay? So, and please excuse me as I'm going through this cough. I'm actually just coming off of a cold that I had. But, I hadn't coughed in like 12 hours, and now all of a sudden I'm starting to cough. So I apologize for that. So passion, either you have it, either you don't. And like I said, Rona definitely has it. So I thank you so much for the passion. I thank you for giving back to your clients. And I'm sure the clients see that, as well as the people you work for or the people you work around. Perseverance, be consistent, continue to evolve, don't give up, and swerve when you need to. Now, on air with Russell of Hotels, you guys know that whole P word. People say, oh, we've been pivoting. No, on this show, we swerve, right? Swerve is different from pivoting. Well, how is it different? If you're pivoting, you're already in the crap. You're already in the crap, right? So, and you're basically just trying to, well, if I go this way, go that way, maybe I get out of it. Swerving is you see the crap in the horizon and you swerve to avoid it, okay? So there's a difference. So I swerve, other people pivot, okay? Big difference, okay? So those are the three P's. Like I said, purpose, passion, and perseverance. Those are Russell of Hotels 3 Ps. I end every show on that. And let me see. I'm going to give her a couple more minutes. Teacher says, great show. Thank you so much. Jada Jade says her internet kicked her out, but she's coming back. Okay. I give her one more minute, and if she doesn't come back, that's fine. We can do the show again. Okay. So that's not a problem. It's my show. We can do it, multiple times if that's what we need to do. Maybe we can do a live on Instagram or something like that, or we can do a live on YouTube. So whatever, it doesn't have to be this show necessarily. We can do it another time. But like I said, okay, do you ever miss being hands on property, Russell? That's a question for me. Do I miss? No, I don't. No. No, I look at opportunities every now and then, Dylan, and for me to think about going back on property, it has to be the right opportunity for me, either as a director or as a general manager again. But I'm not there yet. I mean, I like what I do, where I'm able to assist multiple people and multiple hotels. So no, I don't miss the things on property because you're limited to what you can do. When you're dealing with management companies, you're dealing with owners. Some people don't see the vision, and that was one of the reasons why I left, is because you try to get things done, and maybe your general manager doesn't understand, and you're trying to explain to him, and he's afraid to explain that same thing to your owner. You know what I mean? Because he in fear of retaliation from the owner, that he may get terminated or she may get terminated. So it became one of these. It was more political than anything, where political and being afraid to talk to your general manager. and I was never like that. I mean, if there's something, you can bring anything up to anyone. That I think that's how it should be. But for whatever reason, this person was put in. My last general manager was put in a position where he never should even been the general manager. Okay, and he was afraid to go to the ownership group and let them know that these are the things that we're trying to do, or we can't do these things, and these are the reasons why. He was afraid to do that. So no, I don't miss for that same reason, and that was the main reason why I left. So it would have to be an ideal situation where I was familiar with the, maybe a VP or something like that, someone that I knew, someone that I worked with, someone who was familiar with what I've done in the past and how I can assist the hotel. But right now, I'm happy. Excuse me. I'm happy helping people from this distance. With the show, with the consulting that I do, the social media, things like that. I'm happy assisting them, and it's a challenge too. I mean, it's a challenge, because some people would think, well, it's a different kind of challenge. And excuse me again, and excuse me for that, boy. Yeah, people say, well, excuse me, it's a different kind of challenge, right? It's a different kind of challenge to see exactly what marketing piece is going to work for someone, opposed to, okay, I work on property and I'm trying to do the same thing, right? Well, it's different because, as a director of sales on property, you got multiple things that are going on. For me here, I may have multiple projects going on, but I'm focusing on your property. I'm doing one thing at a time, right? So, okay, all I'm worried about is the marketing aspect of this promotion or whatever. As a director of sales, you have so many irons. My dad used to say irons in the fire. You have so many irons in the fire that you're not able to really, I guess, devote enough time to certain things, i.e., social media and things like that. So I got my phone too hot. Okay, no worries. Um, excuse me. So yeah, so it's different, but I like the impact I can make via the show, via the social media postings for hotels or for tourism or for any company at all. So I like doing what I'm doing, and the answer, I mean, this is a long drawn out answer, Dylan, but the question is, or the answer is no. I don't miss being on property, just because of the politics that are involved, and you never know what you're gonna get. It's like GMs are like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get, right? So, but working for you would be great, Dylan. Okay, so get me on board over there. And Jay says, I'm also a publicist. Unfortunately, the internet at her place of business went out. She's unable to get back on. But she said she's grateful for this experience and enjoyed being on the show. Thank you so much. No, Jade, I appreciate you being here, publicist. This is great. For people that maybe are just tuning in, we had Miss Rona Hill on the show. She's a senior sales manager at the DoubleTree by Hilton in Palm Springs, DoubleTree by Hilton Golf Resort in Palm Springs. Now, she was on it. We did the bulk of the show, but then she had some internet issues on her end, and that's perfectly understandable. I understand, especially in the desert when stuff gets hot, stops working. I understand. So that's not a problem. I'm just, I'm happy that she was able to get on the show, and we talked, a good amount, and she answered a lot of my questions. She dropped a lot of good information to people that are salespeople that, need to reach out to their clients and experience. And she was talking about the experiences that she had during COVID where, it was all hands on deck, meaning, okay, you're the salesman, you're senior sales, but we need help at the front desk. Well, she was able, or she had to jump in and learn how to do those things. So that's what it's all about. In the hospitality space, it's all about helping people that need to be helped. It's not just, you have, as a salesperson, you have internal clients and you have external clients, right? Your external clients are those clients that come in, those are the ones that book the business and all that kind of stuff. But your internal clients are the associates or the people that you work with, right? So, and sometimes you have to help them too, right? They're your clients too. So, shout out to, all the salespeople that help out the other departments. Because that's what it's all about. And, during this whole pandemic, what I've heard of the most is that teams are closer together now. They've gotten closer as a family, if you will, on the property because you spend more time on property than you do at home sometimes, right? When it comes to overtime and, for salespeople, you come in when your clients are there or you're entertaining them, you're having dinner with them on property, things like that. So you spend a lot of time there, right? And you see, the associates all the time. They help you out, you help them out, and that's what it's all about, right? So this has been one of those times where I think it's brought a lot of teams closer together. And not that you want a major pandemic to happen in order for that to happen, but it is what it is. It did happen, and I can just tell, from the conversations Rona and I had that, it's not always it wasn't not all bad that this thing happened, right? Of course, people lost jobs, some people lost lives, things like that. But you got to look at the silver lining in it, and it got teams close together, and that's all I can say. So that's it. That's all I got to say. Thank you again so much for everyone that joined in. Jade, I appreciate you. Miss Tisha Washington, thank you so much for your comments. Of course, Mr. Lonnie Wolf, we always thank you for joining in. Mr. Dylan Beaumont, GM at the Fairfield Inn in Eugene, Oregon, right down the street from the University of Oregon. Ever there, you need to check him out. Stay at this hotel too, and ask for that Russell of Hotels rate, and ask for that at the at this DoubleTree by Hilton Golf and Tennis Golf Resort in Palm Springs. Okay, just say, hey, Rona said, ask for the Russell of Hotels rate. So anyway, but no, I'm just joking. Anyway, but thank you guys so much for joining in. I'm just making sure. Craig Giangrosso, thank you so much. Mr. Michael Carter, thank you so much for chiming in as well. Mr. Michael Presley, thank you. All About the Experience, that's Miss Cheryl Rogers. Thank you guys all for chiming in with your thoughts and your comments. And just to support the show, or if you're not supporting the show, you supported Rona. And that's what's important as well. So thank you guys so much. You guys have a great day. I'm going to end that with my song. You guys take care. We'll talk to you soon. Peace.
Thank you for joining On Air with Russell of Hotels. Please tune in every Tuesday at 1 p.m. as we talk to other hospitality professionals. Your feedback is important to Russell. Feel free to email him at russell@russellofhotels.com with any questions or suggestions. Until next time, try not to be a person of success. Rather, become a person of great value.